This is Josh Jalinski, the financial quarterback, and we're being joined by Ed Slott talking about his new book, The New Retirement Savings Time Bomb, the completely updated #1 new release, The New Retirement Savings Time Bomb. What about the stretch IRA is now dead?
Right.
And one of the things that you wrote a book called Parlay Your IRA into a Family Fortune.
And that's dead too now.
That's dead too. But those who took advantage of this, I want to, you took a lot of flack for that book. Oh, it couldn't be true. I know people using that strategy, and they were grandfathered in.
That's right.
Because if you died before a certain date, so even if they change the laws, they will most likely grandfather those of you who take action now.
Oh, yeah.
James Lang.
They did.
We've had James Lang on, who I think is a friend of yours. And he was explaining one time, this was, I don't know, a year or two ago, why did they grandfather? Why can't they just, change the law and then everybody else is hurt?
Well, one of the things is you'd have an uprising. It's just not fair to undo the planning that people had in place based on the laws they counted on. But one thing as a CPA, and that's what I am, I'm a tax advisor, a CPA, is an old CPA saying, I quote in the book, tax laws are written in pencil. So you can't really rely on anything Congress does. I have one quote in there. I asked the readers, can you trust Congress to keep their word? My answer is, of course not. When they need money, the first thing they go for, they raid your retirement savings. Do you know why? Ask Willie Horton, because that's where the money is. There is now the latest numbers over 30 trillion with a T. Forget about billions like Bill Gates. We're into trillions now. There's over 30 trillion in retirement accounts held by 100 million Americans. Most of that money has not yet been taxed. So what do you think Congress looks at that as? A big, fat, juicy steak to grab at every time they need money. And that's exactly what they do. And don't be fooled by what they name the tax law. And after 40 years studying tax law, I've learned one thing. Whenever the Congress names a new tax act, the name they give it almost always does exactly the opposite. So when they call something the Secure Act, hold on to your wallets.
Yeah, it was like the Affordable Care Act. It was neither affordable nor was it health care.
Well, my favorite one, the favorite one was the act they called the Deficit Reduction Act. How's that working out?
Yeah, or the Secure Act. It didn't make anyone more secure.
Right.
In fact, it removed the greatest middle-class tax break, the stretch IRA.
But I'm not worried. That's why I wrote the book. All Congress did is incentivize all of us to do the better planning we should have been doing all along. Moving your money from accounts that are forever taxed to never taxed. I love tax-free. And my new book, The New Retirement Savings Time Bomb, which I'm happy to hear you're giving out to clients that come in, that shows you it's a complete 5-step action plan to hold on to more of your hard-earned money. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and we would always talk about. I mean, your friends, people are in your IRA master group. Who I'm friends with myself. We've always talked about that the stretch was like the third option. Number 1 was Roths. Number 2, life insurance. Number 3 was stretch. You've added also annuities into the table, trust planning, gift tax.
Right.
There's all a gift tax plan. There's all these different things you could do. The stretch was never the perfect plan because you were kind of deferring the problem to a future date. So that's a good point you bring up. There's
and you were also relying on the kids to stretch it. Most of them didn't stretch. I mean, I hate to say it, but when beneficiaries' kids and grandkids inherit big amounts of money, Do you think they're stretching it over 30, 40, 50 years? It's more like a smash and grab, you know?
The preceding program was sponsored by the Jalinski Advisory Group.
Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications, including 5-Star Wealth Manager, Advisory of the Year finalist by Senior Market Advisor, and Top of the $1 Million Roundtable, are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Josh Jalinski or Wealth Quarterback LLC. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Wealth Quarterback website at www.jalinski.org. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to affect transactions in securities or the rendering of personalized investment advice. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions, the information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up to date, Josh Jalinski and Wealth Quarterback do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature, is provided for informational purposes only, and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation.
Advisory services offered through Wealth Quarterback LLC.